I don't know about you, but I absolutely hate throwing food in the garbage. I feel like I'm just throwing money away. So today I'm going to give you my best tips on how to save money on groceries and stop throwing your money in the garbage. Stay tuned. Hey ladies, Lacey Busse here. I am a busy working mom. I've got 2 kids and I created Working Moms Reduce Stress because I love teaching other moms how to alleviate stress, how to slow down and just enjoy your time with your family and carve out time for yourself. So, if you want to feel less stressed, have more mental energy, and just feel that fog be lifted from your brain, make sure you hit the subscribe button, click that bell for notifications because I have so many tips and tricks that you are not going to want to miss. All right? Let's jump into today's episode. Okay, so before I dive in, I want to tell you guys, you have to stay tuned all the way until the end. I am going to share my secret weapon that helps my produce stay fresh for longer. Yeah, we're talking mushrooms, spinach, all of that stuff that you buy and it goes bad really quickly. I have a super secret weapon that makes it last so much longer and saves me so much money. Okay, so you have to stay tuned. So, why does grocery shopping with a solid list help you, right? How does it alleviate stress and save you mental energy? Because you will be making 1 trip to the grocery store instead of, maybe 4. And you know how frustrating it is when you are in the middle of making a meal and you realize that you don't have an ingredient that you need? You gotta run back to the store. It is so frustrating. On the flip side of that, there's times where I bought way too much of something and I didn't need it, it didn't end up getting eaten, and it got thrown in the garbage. So, it's just so much less stressful when you have the exact amount of food that you need in the house as opposed to having too much or too little, okay? So I'm gonna share with you awesome tips and step-by-step on how to make a solid grocery list. Step number 1 in how to make a solid grocery list is to grab a sheet of paper or bring up a spreadsheet and write down all of your suppers or dinners, whatever you call it, for the next week, okay? Last week I did an awesome episode all about meal planning, okay? So I walked you through exactly how to do that. But step number 1 of making a solid grocery list is to have that done, okay? Also, when you're doing that, think about your side dishes that you want to have with your meal, okay? Also, garnishes. I forget sometimes, say I'm making enchiladas or something like that. Well, I love having sour cream. Well, we don't actually have sour cream in our house. We have plain Greek yogurt instead. We just substitute that out. But anyways, I love having salsa and plain Greek yogurt and avocado and cilantro and lettuce. And sometimes I write down on my list enchiladas, and I don't write down all of those garnishes, and therefore they don't, when I'm at the store, I don't think about buying them because they're not on my list. I'm making the meal, and there I am, not having all of the ingredients that I really want in order to go along with our meal. Okay? So think about different side dishes. Think about if you need buns to go with whatever meat you're serving, all of that kind of stuff. The second step is to think about and write down what each person in your family usually eats for breakfast and for lunch. This has been, it's been such a fun learning curve, and I'm a step-by-step kind of a person. 1 step at a time, I can totally handle. You give me the big picture all at once, and I'm like, I need to map this out. Okay, so with my husband, I actually make all of his breakfasts and his lunches for the entire week, okay? Next week's episode is all going to be about meal prepping, and that one, it's so helpful. If anything, that one will alleviate the most amount of stress for you. Okay, so what I do though is I write down, how many wraps does he need? How many pounds of chicken do I need to make? All of that kind of stuff, because that will help me to build my really solid grocery list that I don't have to keep on running back to the store all the time. Okay, so what I want you guys to do though, as step number 3 of building your solid grocery list, print out the freebie that I have that goes along with this episode, okay? It's at laceybusse.com/mom7 download, okay? It is a really awesome template that you can print out and you just write down. It's actually sectioned off by sections or by departments of the grocery store. So it can help you to, when I have one recipe that calls for 1 onion and then 2 other recipes that I need a half an onion for, if I have that all in one area of my grocery list, I can easily look at it, when I'm at the store and be like, okay, I need, 2 onions because I need 1 for one recipe and a half for another and a half for another. So grab that freebie. It's really going to help you to build that solid grocery list, and it's organized in a really nice way so that when you're walking through the store, you don't have to, go to one area and then, oh crap, I forgot that from another area. My top tips for grocery shopping are that when you're making your list, I find it really helpful to write down the quantity of that item that I actually need, okay? So for example, say I need wraps in order to make Ryan's lunches, right? Well, or if I need flour tortillas to make enchiladas, something like that. If I don't know for sure how many I need, I might buy too many or too little, right? And there I am, once again, not having the right amount of food that I need in the house. Tip number 2 goes hand in hand with that, okay? Write your list while you're at home. Now, I always would write my list while I was at work. I would either write it while I was at lunch, or I would have a sheet of paper next to my computer where I would write stuff down as I would think of it. If you want to do that, that's totally fine. But what I encourage you to do is take that list home with you, check it against what you already have in the house before you go grocery shopping. All the time, I would go grocery shopping on my way home and I would either get too much or too little of what I actually needed because I couldn't remember what food we already had in the house. Tip number 3 is don't forget about snacks and beverages. When you're thinking about, what everybody eats in your family, for breakfast and for lunch and stuff like that, oftentimes those are the ones that I forget. Like I had said about the side dishes and the garnishes, oh yeah, snacks and beverages totally go right into that same category. I think about our main meals and I make those, and then, the kids or I are hungry for a snack, and then, we don't really have much in the house to snack on because I didn't think about putting it on my grocery list. All right? All right, so tip number 4, like I had said last week with meal planning, it's really helpful to set a deadline for yourself. For grocery shopping, my deadline that I set for myself is either Friday or Saturday, okay? Because that way I can have most of the weekend time to do my meal prep. And I can fit that meal prep in wherever it's convenient, instead of, oh, I have time to meal prep, but wait, I didn't go grocery shopping yet. All right? Okay, so as I promised you guys in the beginning of this video, I'm going to share my super secret weapon of keeping my produce fresh for so much longer. All right? They are Tupperware fridge smarts. okay? So they're these containers, and I will show them to you a little bit more up close. Crash them on the floor in the meantime. But they are just these little containers. They've got, you know, all of the fruits and vegetables and stuff on them, printed on here, but it's actually, I guess, it was explained to me that they are printed, but then they've got like a layer of plastic like over the top so that they're still dishwasher safe and everything, and that won't come off of there. But they have like these little ridges on the bottom so that your veggies, you know, can get some airflow going underneath. And then the cover has, I don't know if you can see this decently, but it has a little code on it, you know, so you can slide it up and you can slide it down, and then it's got these circles. And what that correlates to is each category of veggies and fruits on here actually has, you know, one of those circles, okay? So that's a vent, and it gives your produce exactly the right amount of air that it needs, okay? Grapes in these things, I have had it where grapes are kind of like a little bit squishy, and I put them in here and I leave them in the fridge for a day or two, and they actually are crunchier when I get them out. And I'm like, it just kind of blows my mind. But these are my secret weapon. I absolutely love using these, okay? So if you want your produce to last longer, definitely check them out. Again, they're from Tupperware. They're called Fridge Smarts, okay? All right, so don't forget to grab that freebie. It's going to walk you through the grocery store with an absolute solid list that you'll make, and it's going to be super helpful, okay? You can get that at LaceyBusse.com/mom7download, okay? I also have my show notes at LaceyBusse.com/mom7, and I'm going to link in the show notes to the video that I did on meal planning. And then next week, when I roll out that meal prep video that I was talking about, I will add that link to it as well, okay? It's a really, really good video. You watch all three of these in a row and you are going to be set. Oh my goodness, it's gonna reduce your stress like crazy, all right? So, in order to not miss out on that next video though, click the subscribe button, click that bell for notifications, okay? And friends who care, share, all right? That's always my tagline, because I really want you to share this with your friends. Share it with stressed out moms who really need this help, okay? I hope you guys have an awesome day, and I can't wait to see you on the next episode. Bye.